The next few days are just going to be absolutely interesting when it comes to MLB content and anything just sorts of it. I mean, we're literally officially 1 week away before the MLB trade line. This is where we finally see what teams are officially sellers and what teams are buyers. And I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of surprising sellers this year. You look at the teams like the Blue Jays. The team that was at one point last year in the World Series is now in last place in the division. You look at the Tigers, they were originally in the playoffs. You look at the Royals. I think there's a lot of surprising names out there that we didn't expect to be sellers or possible sellers. Let me change my answer there. But today we're going to talk about possible pitchers you might see in the trade deadline. You might see getting traded in the next few days, and what teams might be buyers, what teams might be sellers. Anyways, let's move on. Hold on, before we move on to the video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, if you guys like MLB content, you like trade rumors, you like the most up-to-date content, do yourself a favor and go ahead and subscribe or follow my page. Let me know what you guys want to see next. If you guys are interested in another video and instead of pitchers we do batters next, let me know. Anyways, let's move on to the video. When you look at teams that possibly need to go out there and look for a starting rotation pitcher, someone that's in the middle, whether that's the middle, the end of the rotation, there's quite a few teams that do need some help in that rotation. I mean, you look at the Braves, you look at the Brewers, you look at the Cubs, you look at the Phillies, you look at the Dodgers. There's a lot of people that are currently missing players in the starting rotation because of injury or that people that they lost within the season. Now, you look at the first player that comes to mind. I think you look at the Mets. The Mets are not a team that I expected to be a seller, but they sure are last place in the division, and it doesn't look so hot. When you look into players that the Mets might sell when it comes to selling, I think Freddie Peralta is the biggest candidate. They just recently acquired him, but it is his last year. He would be a rental for whatever team he does end up going. It's just the biggest one that I think is most likely to happen when it comes to trading. His ERA is a 5.01. His whip is a 1.45, so he hasn't been playing good. I mean, it's a huge downside compared to the year that he had last year with the Brewers, and I think the biggest hope when it comes to teams going out there and acquiring him is hopefully they could get the old Freddie Peralta back there, and then that he could help the rotation within the next few months. And Tarek Skubal is a name that I've heard within the last few months. I mean, I think he's been rumored since the start of the season to get traded because it is his last year of his contract. And, the Detroit Tigers want to get at least something off him before they're not able to re-sign him because the attempts of trying to extend him have just not been successful. But with recent success with the Tigers, them only being a few games behind, this is one of the ones that I don't think will happen, but it could also happen if they do get a few losing streaks within the next week. Kevin Gausman's one I would expect to possibly get traded. Blue Jays are currently in last place. They were once in the World Series, now last place of the division. I mean, he's currently posting a 4.51 ERA with a whip of 1.28, so he hasn't been playing good, but I think teams are expecting for him to get a little bit better if he does get traded. This is a name that I'd keep an eye on. Lastly would be Reed Detmers. He's currently posting a 4.05 ERA, a whip of 1.10, and has control, so I think he'd be a great addition for whoever is able to get